YouTube? It's your boy MB, aka Ambitious. Yes, sir. It's that time. First day of residency. Got the long white coat. Oh yeah, too official. Starting with pediatric orthopedic rotation, so it should be good. UT Austin, back in the city. Excuse this little bump on my face. It's like an allergic reaction to something. I don't know. It's trying to ruin my shine, but that's impossible. So, anywho, stay tuned. Let's see how this day goes. All right, man. Here we go. Masked up, ready to rock and roll. You feel me? Pandemic, crazy. But I'm at the Children's Hospital. It's pretty nice. Dell Children's. Let's get it. So, first day. I think I'm actually gonna start in the OR today. I think I have a spine case, which is pretty cool because I think I want to like spine. So we'll see how that goes. But just trying to make sure I make good first impressions, be here on time, and just really just let people know that I'm excited to be here, and ready to work hard. All right, so I've been lost already like twice. But luckily somebody led me to the physician's lounge, and a nice nurse was kind enough to notice that I was lost as hell and directed me where I needed to be, so shout out to her. Also, I am no longer being a slave to Starbucks in residency. I got a new coffee maker at home, and there's like free coffee all over the hospital. As residents at this program, we get free breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm gonna take that every time. But eliminating that from my budget. First case of the day, first case of my career, I guess. That's pretty funny. All gowned up, ready to go. It's a crazy spine case. Probably gonna take a couple hours, but I'm excited. Let's get it. All right, so boom, done with that case. Took about like 6 hours, but the kid went well. Currently getting food. So I'm trying to be on my fitness thing in residency. I don't want to get fat, so I'm trying intermittent fast. But just being in residency, I'm just not gonna eat because I'm gonna be in the OR or doing something else. So I think intermittent fasting is actually not going to be too difficult. But yeah, man, not a bad first day. There was only one case, the one big case. I'm about to get food and then go home. I'm back to the pancakes. I'm gonna have to read every day. That's what I'm trying to do. At least 8 or 9 pages or our big orthopedic textbook, just so I get the general knowledge. And then probably go to the gym later. But we'll see. Luckily, we get free food at the hospital, so I'm gonna eat good. Pro tip: rank programs that feed you. Yes, sir. Need that. And that's a wrap, Jack. Day 1 in the books. Not too crazy at all, other than the fact that I need to get my feet used to standing up for long periods of time again. I'm finna go home. I just ate. Finna go home. Read up on the patients that we had today. One of the patients, he had this syndrome called Sonos or Sodos or some kind of syndrome. I'm gonna read up on it. I'm trying to learn from my patients too, in addition to the baseline reading I'm gonna do, just so because orthopedic knowledge is kind of acquired in residency, because you don't really learn a lot of orthopedic surgery in medical school. But go home, read up a little bit, get my life organized for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a clinic day, so I'm just go over the physical exam and how normal clinics go. Make sure I'm baseline prepared, so I don't look like an idiot tomorrow. And then probably go to the gym a little later. I'm gonna show y'all the book I'm reading from, and we'll see how. Honestly, I'm gonna do my best to keep the same mentality that I had in med school, pancakes every day, you know what I'm saying? Especially now that I'm not getting graded or nothing, but this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. So it behooves me to really make sure that I'm really like well read up kind of thing. And then I'll see how when I get to the crib. Speaking of the crib, I bought a house. I'm making a video about that. I have the footage. I just haven't put it together yet, but I bought a house. So we'll see that in a little bit. Back home at the crib. It's coming together nicely. Still got some more things to do. It's funny because now that I have a job, right, I earn income. So I have like a whole bunch of different things I want for my house. I check out the 85-inch TV on the wall. It's kind of proper. Really excited about that. But yeah, like I said, I have a video on like when I bought the house, and I plan to make a video on how to buy a house in residency and like kind of how it happens and if it makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying? I live in Texas, so the real estate and like the housing market in Texas is like second to none. So it kind of works out for me, despite, you know, what the white coat investor has to say about it, but we'll talk about that later. Anywho, I did want to talk about kind of like how today felt. So, you know, when I got to the OR, I still had it still felt like I was a medical student a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I guess I didn't really have true responsibilities today. Today, I met the faculty and we had a long operation. So, and it was a very complex operation. So obviously I didn't really get to do much, but, you know, like my upper level resident was just telling me like, hey, like, you know, you're a resident already. You know, you don't have to like do all the extra little things that like you do on your 4th year rotations. And today kind of felt like I was on my 4th year rotations, you know what I mean? So I wondered, like, I think it's gonna take a little while for me to like feel like a doctor. Maybe when I get in my more intense rotations. I think pediatrics is a good one for me to like kind of get like my feet wet while like learning the fundamental knowledge that, you know, orthopedics has to offer. So I'm pretty excited about starting on that one. You know, we get lectures about like imposter syndrome. And, you know, we've heard about imposter syndrome throughout medical school. I kind of feel like you don't belong, like, or you didn't really like earn your way, you kind of got lucky. And I have to remind myself to not like fall into that trap. Like, you know, obviously I worked hard to get here, and everyone that's ever been an intern on their first day has probably felt this way. You know what I'm saying? So just remembering that it's a process and like it's going to be a journey to like, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the man around town kind of thing. It's funny today, while we were draping the patient, I dropped betadine on the floor and I felt so stupid, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's such an intern move, you know what I'm saying? But it's whatever. No one was really tripping about it. So, and the rest of the day went well. But yeah, just remember, like, you know, everyone feels those feelings, right? Like, oh, okay, like every time you get into a new position, medicine, no medicine, whatever, like when you get in a new place, like there's a need or there's a feeling to like, you know, try to belong, and there's a feeling like trying to like prove yourself. And ultimately you have to remember that like if you've gotten this far, you've gotten this far for a reason, and it's not an accident kind of thing. So just trust the process that got you there, that's gonna get you through kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like God didn't bring me this far to leave me here kind of thing. So man, I'm excited to like mature in this whole process, you know what I'm saying? But I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't feel it, because obviously I did, but that's like normal. I think everyone goes through that. Here's our little book. So Rockwood and Green is like the fundamental orthopedic textbook. So what I'm trying to do is essentially just read like 10 pages a day. Y'all get the point, but yeah, I'm trying to read like 10 pages a day just to get like the overall fund of knowledge. I was asking some of my old residents, upper residents, like, you know, if they had any onc decks for ortho, and supposedly they're like, that's not really a good idea because you can memorize indications, you can memorize the facts, but if you don't truly understand the concepts of like bone healing, bone formation, fixation, things like that, then, you know, like if you're presented a complex situation, then you will know how to think through it. So you know, we have an annual orthopedic in training exam called the ORDI every November. And ultimately, like, obviously, like your first year as an intern, you're not going to kill it, right? You know, you take it, survive. But as, you know, you get to second year, third year, fourth year residency, that's when you really start to hammer in those small, tiny little details. But as a first year, I was just advised to make sure I understand like the big picture kind of thing. And that's why we just want to like at least have one good read through of the book so I know what's out there, right? Because like I said, we don't really learn orthopedics in medical school. So as y'all can see here, the first chapter is like biomechanics of fracture and fracture fixation. That's what I mean, just like the big picture. You know what I mean? Like how fractures happen, how bone healing happens, like how like the mechanical forces of fractures impact fixation and impact treatment. Interestingly enough, Rockwood and Green were actually like the pioneers of my program in San Antonio, the orthopedic program in San Antonio. So a little history fact there. So I didn't meet Dr. Rockwood, but he's all over campus. So proud to have come from that medical school. And I know it's like the residents in San Antonio actually get their book signed by Dr. Rockwood. And he's like the biggest, like one of the biggest orthopedic giants like in the history of American orthopedics. So kind of proud to have at least get to experience that lineage, learn from those who made the book kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, that's my first day. Obviously, I have to be more liberal and more conscious of like, showing in the hospital, like talking about patient cases and things like that. Like, there's all kind of like HIPAA rules. And I think actually in medical school, I was a little bit like kind of reckless with that. So now that I'm a doctor, I have to be more conscious and make sure that I'm not like putting myself or patients at risk or in jeopardy. But I'm about to just, get to reading for the rest of the day. And then I'm gonna go to the gym after. Like I said, I'm trying to stay fit. I had to eat, I see my lunch. I need to eat all the fries, but ultimately, like if I like limit my calories to like, the afternoon, evening, and eat semi-respectfully, work out 3 to 4 times a week, I should be straight. And because I'm not trying to become fat in residency, God forbid. Anywho, y'all comment down below, share this video. Let me know if there's any video ideas y'all want me to make. And I'll be happy to try to make those. I have that house video coming soon. So make sure you subscribe to that. Anywho, y'all know what it is. It's Dr. Ambitious A, man, back in the mix. And it's time for the next journey. In the meantime, stay humble, stay hungry. Let's get it.